Look, I ain't the hardness. I'm a good soldier. Yeah. My niggas is killers. I ain't gon' hold you. This shit is not for the weak. I already told you. They taught us to yak a rob. Watch how you approach us.
Shalom. Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shabbarakatham, Yahweh Shemar Alathan Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of 1 West Delmarva under Commanding General YAHANNA. On this episode, we hit the streets of the Eastern Shore to see how our people feel about the holiday so-called Valentine's Day. We also wanted to know if our people knew the true origins of this holiday. Lastly, we get into the scriptures to see how the Most High feels about a holiday such as Valentine's Day. With that, let's get to the show. So how do you feel about the holiday called Valentine's Day?
All right. Basically, Valentine's Day is it's a man-made holiday. There's nothing that's stating that we have to celebrate that. I think it's all geared towards our society, like making money off of us. I think that you don't need a holiday to celebrate your loved one, whoever that may be. I think that should come from your heart automatically. I don't think we should be told when to celebrate people that we love, just like Christmas or anything else. It's all geared around, money. I don't agree with it. I mean, it's hard enough out here on everybody, trying to make ends meet. So
how do you feel about the holiday called Valentine's Day?
I don't really think it's a big deal. I think that as long as I have my mom and my dad to love me, that's all that matters. And I don't really care about the gifts and stuff. I get gifts every day.
How do you feel about the holiday called Valentine's Day?
I feel like Valentine's Day is for love. You don't have to spend it with a significant other. You can spend it with family. My dad usually takes me out for Valentine's Day. This year he's going to have me and her for Valentine's Day. And that's just how I feel about it.
So how do you feel about Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day sucks if you don't have a spouse. And it doesn't suck because you can always treat yourself. You can always go out. You got your kids that you can share Valentine's Day with. So it's a yes and no for me.
So how do you feel about the holiday called Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day, to me, I love Valentine's Day. I'll go all out and I'll get all in too as well. But, to each his own.
All right, do you know the origins of Valentine's Day?
Basically, when you look at Valentine's Day and Christmas, they were all like paganized holidays. So when you look at our society and our government, they knew about these things. So basically they came to the table and said, well, how can we put this in our society now to make money off of it? So these things have been here, but they're really like paganistic. They have a demonic history behind it.
Do you know the origins of the holiday called Valentine's Day?
No. Never heard of it.
Okay. Do you know the origins of the holiday called Valentine's Day?
No.
Are you familiar with the origins of the holiday called Valentine's Day?
No.
Do you know the origins of the holiday called Valentine's Day?
I don't. You tell me.
This is the truth of Valentine's Day. You've heard what the creature said it was. It was about love and loving everyone. It's not actually about love. It's about the worship of this wolf. Whenever you have it, let's read it, okay?
Lupercalia, history.com, ancient Rome, Lupercalia. Lupercalia was an ancient pagan festival held each year in Rome on February 15th.
This is an ancient festival that was held every year in Rome on February 15th in ancient Rome. Keep going.
Although Valentine's Day shares its name with a martyred Christian saint, some historians believe the holiday is actually an offshoot of Lupercalia.
Meaning Valentine's Day, the name Valentine's Day comes from a Catholic priest who was named Saint Valentine. He was canonized as saint by the Catholic Church, and then they named this holiday after him. but the actual origin of the holiday comes from pagan Roman rituals. Keep going.
Unlike Valentine's Day, however, Lupercalia was a bloody, violent, and sexually charged celebration.
What you'll find is when you go to the root of all of these pagan holidays that we celebrate today, Christmas, so-called Halloween, these have pagan origins, and their origins are always extremely brutal and bloody, all of them. Lupercalia was bloody, which is where the color red comes from. The color of Valentine's Day is red because the original Lupercalia was bloody. Blood was a major part of the celebration throughout of the holiday. So now red is the color of Valentine's Day. Come on. Please.
I'm coming on cut. They ran naked or nearly naked around Valentine, whipping any woman within striking distance with the thongs.
All right, so let me explain this part. For time's sake, I can just speed you up to it, right? Imagine the entire city comes out on the street, much like they did in Philadelphia for the Super Bowl. All of the people are out on the street, but all of them have these thongs, right? That I believe they got from dog skin. They kill the dog, and they would take the dog skin and they would create long strips. There it is right there. That's them beating everyone with thongs made from a dog's skin. And so it was red because it was from a dog who just got killed and he was skinned. And so the skin was bloody. It was like a whip. And they would beat the people that they wanted to have sex with the bloody dog skin whip. They would beat them. And so if you were extremely bloody, what did that mean? That meant you were very attractive because everybody came and hit you with a bloody dog skin whip. So everyone wanted to come back red. Everyone wanted to come back bloody. Let's imagine you came back from the Lupercalia festival and you were completely clean. That meant no one liked you. No one thought you were attractive. Just like not getting a Valentine's Day gift.
Let's grab this from Wikipedia. This is Lupercalia, Wikipedia.com. Lupercalia, as a pastoral festival of ancient Rome, was observed annually on February 15th to purify the city.
If I could, a pastoral festival, that means pagan, meaning the people in the pasture celebrated it, the farmers. It was something that the farmers, the common folk, which is what a pagan holiday is. When you hear the term pagan, what it means is that the common poor people celebrated this. Rich people had a whole different group of gods. Rich people worshipped the Greek gods, Zeus and Olympus and Neptune, because they were conquerors and fighters, warriors. So they worship gods of war because that is how they made their money. So they worship Zeus and they worship, give me the god of war, what's his name? Ares. And they worship Neptune because they had ships and they made money through trade. Mars, they worshiped them. That's what rich people worshipped. Poor people worshipped Valentine's Day, Christmas, and Halloween. That's what they've done for thousands of years. All right. So this is a pastoral, like pasture, farmers. Farmers did this.
Let's get a scripture. Let's get Colossians 2:8.
Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you.
Beware. Like look out. I mean, keep turn your toes and don't let no man ruin you. You understand me? Don't let them ruin you. You know what I mean? By worshiping these false gods, you understand me? That the Most High doesn't want us to serve if you're a so-called black Hispanic Native, man. You understand me? Let the pastor have it. You understand me? Let him buy all the candy in the store. Let him buy all the roses. Let him celebrate that. You understand me? Read.
Through philosophy and vain deceit.
It was ideology and his vain deceit. His mythological stuff and the things that is not real, like vain deceit. Like no one knows the origins of it. We just feel like we knew what it was, and we don't. You understand me?
Salakia, if I may, you know, this vain. That word "vain" is heavy because vanity it means just like empty. You know what I mean? Like fruitless. Like it's nothing to it. You understand? And, you know, I just think that these, you know, this whole tradition, man, like you brought up in the origins, you know, they had the damn strips of blood, you know, smacking people with it. And this will certainly encourage fertility and, you know, that type of thing. When, you know, that's not how it works. You understand? Like, you've been deceived into thinking that that's how babies are made. Nah, everyone knows how babies are made. You understand? And then, like you dropped, they go and have these, you know, nasty adult parties where everybody is just, you know, getting down, you know, how they see fit. And now you're pregnant. And you think it was the bloody strips that did it? You know, you think the bloody strips are the you know, the reason? No, it was that nasty you know, group of you know, people you just, you know, dealt with intimately, you know, rapidly one after another. You understand? And simultaneously. Like that's how the babies were made. It wasn't the strips. The strips that's vain deceit, man. You understand? And to think that, you know, with Valentine's Day, to think that these cards, you know, these little pink cards with hearts on them, and that these flowers, you understand, and the chocolates and the teddy bears, to think that these are the things that create a healthy relationship. You understand? Like that. Listen, I've been around a little while. These are things that have certainly broken up a relationship. The demand of one of the parties for these items, these materials, for that sister to not get those hearts and that balloon on her job, that's going to be a nasty fight at home that could result in a separation, a divorce. You understand? Some domestic violence. You think I'm making this up? You think I'm being extreme? All right, you brothers that's not in the truth, go ahead and roll the dice on it. You understand? We in the truth. We do not, in I.S.U.P.K, we don't get balloons and flowers on February 14th because our oppressor wants to honor the she-wolf that suckled Romulus and Remus. You understand? We don't believe in that as, you know, the whole catalyst to fertility. Yeah, that's vain deceit, man. And our sisters have been captivated with this holiday in particular, man. This is a holiday that grabs the imagination and the, you know, it's a dream and a fantasy that our sisters get wrapped up in about this holiday, man. That is, I mean, it's absolutely destructive, man. You understand? Like who wants to raise their child to be materialistic, huh? Who wants to raise their daughter to be materialistic? To be able to be seduced by cards, balloons, and gifts and chocolate. I ain't got no daughters, but, you know, Salagia, the hell if I would let my daughter, you know, I would teach my daughter the opposite. You understand? It's a dangerous thing. I don't have to tell you how a woman could be taken advantage of because she's materialistic, because she's moved by cards and moved by balloons and flowers. I don't have to tell you the type of danger that comes behind, you know, that type of mentality and that type of philosophy and that type of vanity and that type of deception. You understand? You know, predators know what their prey desires. You go ahead, sister, you go ahead and be that woman that desires that type of materialistic, those items on the 14th, and it just makes your day, and you're just wide open. Listen, you're going to regret that.
Blood of my brothers. Yeah. Blood of my brothers.
So there you have it. The truth about so-called Valentine's Day. Now, the only question is, how do you feel about it? And what are you going to do about it? For more information, check out our website at www.isupk.com. And to reach us, you can contact us at ISUPK Eastern Shore at gmail.com. And we are on all social media platforms. And with that, shalom.
Got the heart of a lion. I just did Hebrew Academy, tried through the fire in the heart of a crisis. Everybody want to talk tough, but only a dummy would try us. They told me life about war, so I ain't gon' never stop fighting.